What's going on, Knicks Nation? Your New York Knicks beat the Minnesota Timberwolves by a final score of 100-95, ladies and gentlemen. The New York Knicks moved to 3-0 on the preseason. Never want to go into overtime during a preseason game, but it was really nice to see the kids for the New York Knicks close it out. Tyler Kolek especially. Huck Porty with some big blocks there at the end. Garrison Matthews still looks like a sniper for the New York Knicks. The kids closed it out, but the starters played for, I would say, 3/4 of this basketball game. And, you know, it was the first preseason game in Madison Square Garden. First time the New York Knicks have been back to Madison Square Garden since the Indiana series. And it didn't feel like a preseason game, right? Felt like more than that. I mean, the Garden crowd was just craving for New York Knicks basketball, and all night long, I believe it was like a packed building, and you just love the Knicks faithful coming out and supporting the squad, and the atmosphere was incredible. Didn't feel like or hear like a preseason game through my TV screen, but all in all, your New York Knicks get it done. 3-0 in the preseason. It wasn't pretty, right? What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys. Isaiah, what's going on? Appreciate you for becoming a member. Loud and Clear, what's going on? Hope all is well, Loud and Clear. Haven't seen you in here in a minute. Hope you're enjoying it's the end of summer. Hope you're enjoying the fall, beginning of fall. Daniel says, happy Thursday. Hello, everyone. What's going on, Daniel? Appreciate you in the chat. Appreciate all of you in here rocking with me. El Figgy, Dis Rover, Day One's in here. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate every single one of you guys in the chat. As we move over to the box score, ladies and gentlemen, 95-100. Let's go to the New York Knicks side, right? So again, starters played: Brunson 27 minutes, Towns 26 minutes, Anunoby 24 minutes, Bridges 25 minutes, right? Once again, smash the like button. Let's get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you guys over on X. If you're watching on X, appreciate you guys on YouTube as well. Didn't feel like a preseason game, right? Both teams were getting after it, physical, competitive. And like I said, the atmosphere was absolutely incredible. You could tell from the opening tip that neither side was just out there to get reps. Right? Was just out there to get reps. This felt like, for 3/4, it felt like nostalgic. What's going on? Felt like a real game for 3/4. Rusty missing open shots. Knicks were 2 of 14 from 3 at the half, right? 3-point shot for the New York Knicks wasn't kind today. What did they wind up finishing with? 15 of 57. So Mike Brown's fast-paced system wants the New York Knicks to get up threes. He wants over 40 threes a game, and you're getting them. You're getting them, right? So Minnesota just showed you that their defense is really, really good. Yuri pointed it out in the Discord that the Minnesota Timberwolves defense is really good, really lengthy, and they proved that tonight. Look, Knicks were struggling for the better part of the first 2 quarters, and then in the third quarter, I thought Jalen Brunson really got into a rhythm for this basketball club, drawing charges in that third quarter. And the Knicks were trying to get into a rhythm in that third quarter. They got back in the game, and, you know, the kids came in and we won it out. But, yeah, first quarter, right? Karl-Anthony Towns looked a little bit uncomfortable. 2 of 11 from Cat, 0 of 3 from 3, 11 boards. You love that. Got his double-double. But offensively, Cat looked a little bit uncomfortable out there, and it's going to take time for him to adjust. to the new offense and him playing alongside Mitchell Robinson. But Karl-Anthony Towns has yet to make a three-point shot this preseason. Right? He has yet to hit a three-point shot this preseason. I thought he forced a few shots early on. But early on, the main thing that was clear to me was the New York Knicks were trying to get Mikal Bridges the ball early on in this basketball game, and it worked. Mikal Bridges, efficient game, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 6 of 12 from 3, 3 of 7 from 3, 6 of 12 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3, 4 boards. Mikal Bridges got fed the ball early on, got some great looks, hit a couple of those threes were above the break threes, is what you love. A lot of his offense is within rhythm, which is what you love. So early on, Mikal Bridges is getting the ball, and tonight with an efficient game from Mikal Bridges. OG Anunoby, I thought, underrated game because, again, Mike Brown, there was a play in the first half, I believe it was the second quarter, where OG Anunoby called a rebound, pushed the pace, pushed the ball, and it led to a wide open Landry Shamet three. And it's situations like that where last season we wouldn't have seen that. And when OG Anunoby is handling the ball full steam, full court, you kind of hold your breath because of his dribbling. But like what we saw today from OG, a couple of good defensive possessions from OG Anunoby tonight. There's one with him and Mitch caught him with the help, and they got a block. I believe it was on Ant. But yeah, Mitch, 6 rebounds, one point, got to the free throw line. But Knicks are trying to get Mitch involved early on. And I thought Jalen Brunson really turned the corner a little bit, especially in that third quarter. But defensively, the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to be a tough team. And they were, top 10 defense in the league last year? So it's preseason. It was ugly, right? It's ugly, right? It's not going to be perfect right out the gate. Look, we're 3-0, but it's not going to be perfect right out the gate. But one thing tonight did show you guys is there are still many things to work on with this basketball club. Competition got a little bit tougher coming from the 76ers. Not a little bit, maybe a lot tougher. And you saw early on the Knicks were struggling to find their rhythm, struggling to find their offense, right? Ugly game to start. I mean, 100-95, and this was a overtime game. So fun little overtime preseason game. Appreciate you guys in the chat once again. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's hit some of your comments. Castro, what's going on? Isaiah says they struggle, but I like that they did because they're still learning this new system. Only player I'm worried about is Karl-Anthony Towns. Just a little. Yeah, look, it looks kind of funky here with Karl-Anthony Towns. Looks kind of funky. But one thing is for certain, I have no concerns that Karl-Anthony Towns won't be good for us within this offense. I mean, if you're preaching playing fast, it should open the floor for Karl-Anthony Towns. And look, he's starting alongside Mitchell Robinson, which is new for him. And he has history with starting alongside Rudy Gobert in Minnesota. But we all thought that Jalen Brunson will kind of take quite some time to fit within this offense. Some of us did, at least. But Karl-Anthony Towns seems like the one where, taking him some time, and that's okay. That's okay. Cat is a super talented player who in my personal opinion, I have no worries regarding that. So Yuri says it feels good to be back. Nostalgic says they don't look for Cat at all. What's going on, Nostalgic? Rick, they better find offensive rhythm fast because the Cavs are here in 2 weeks. El Figgy says this is preseason. Please don't take anything too seriously. Exactly. You don't want to take things too seriously, but you also want to evaluate certain things to an extent. Because there were some lineups that the Knicks threw out there tonight, which I was like, okay. Lineup to start the second half, you had Yabusele starting with the starters, Karl-Anthony Towns. And I think that's mainly the New York Knicks guarding against Mitchell Robinson. They don't want to push it. But that was interesting. That kind of like raised my eyebrow. I was like, I like this a little bit. The bench unit came in. Jordan Clarkson had some Jordan Clarkson moments in the first half. But I thought in the second quarter, like I tweeted this on the Knicks Nation page regarding Jordan Clarkson, right? It's just refreshing to have somebody come in the game and get you a bucket. Like, it's refreshing to have somebody come in the game and just get you a bucket. Couple of baby jumpers in the mid-range right by the basket. That's, cash money for Jordan Clarkson. 0-6 from 3. Like I said, some Jordan Clarkson moments tonight, but it's going to be refreshing having him on the bench. And when you need a bucket, you can count on it to get you that bucket. Good mid-range shooter, underrated passer for Jordan Clarkson. So again, Rome wasn't built in the day. We're 3-0. It's going to look ugly sometimes. It's going to look really pretty when the New York Knicks are clicking. And we saw little bits of glimpses of that in the Philadelphia 76ers 2-game stint in Abu Dhabi, where it was clicking, it looked pretty, and this New York Knicks team was rolling. And in comes a way better team defensively, and they kind of stuffed you a little bit, which I'm okay with. Man. These pieces off the bench are new. It's not going to clip for them right away. Right? The offense is not going to just look 10 times better than it did last year right out the gate. It could take 15, 20 games for this Knicks team to really hit their stride. Or it could take game 1 of the regular season and they're hitting on all cylinders and we're like, oh, okay, let's go. It's going to take some time, guys. Don't want to overreact to the first few quarters for this basketball team. But all in all, crunch time, the kids play their asses off, and, you have to take some solace in that. And you saw good things out of them. Like, Diawara was a machine out there. I mean, he didn't really contribute, but 2 rebounds, all hustle, by the way. They're using him behind the three-point line. Yabusele, somebody said Yabusele's still trying to find his way within the offense. Yeah, he is. And that's okay. Cat still trying to find himself within this offense. Hukporti, man. Hukporti looked active out there. Really good rebounds from Hukporti. 5 boards. Block shot for Hukporti. So let's go. So, yeah, like I said, Jordan Clarkson, to me at least, a breath of fresh air off the bench, right? There were stretches where the offense stalled, and he just went out there and got a bucket. And during the season, that's valuable. That's like, damn, we need a bucket here. Off the bench, Clarkson, get us a bucket. 0-6 from 3. You want to see him hit his open threes. It was I believe like 4 of those threes tonight for Jordan Clarkson were open, and he missed. So, pure shot creator. Again, he's going to have some Jordan Clarkson moments like he did tonight, but it is what it is. Landry Shamet, one thing is clear. I think Landry Shamet is the Knicks' 10th man. We saw him mixed in with the starters a little bit in the first quarter, and we saw him mixed in with the bench a little bit. I believe Landry Shamet is making this basketball team, and I believe he is going to be playing in the rotation for the New York Knicks, and I'm here for it. I thought he looked good. He's confident in his shot. 1 of 4 from 3. We all know Landry Shamet. He had a block today in the fourth quarter on what's his name? I forgot his name. Dillingham. So I think Landry Shamet's for sure making this team. So, but we shall see, right? We shall see. So, once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. Your New York Knicks win 100-95. They moved to 3-0 on the preseason. Nostalgic says, shout out to Hukporti. Isaiah says that Huckmania dunk got me excited. Ariel Hukporti. Man, don't you just wish he played way more last year? But, I mean, that's in the past. Look, depending how the New York Knicks are going to structure their depth, Hukporti is going to be Back it up, Mitchell Robinson some nights. I don't believe he's going to be within the 10-man rotation during the season. But then again, it's nice like tonight where you're proving to your head coach, Mike Brown, that, look, I am desired to make this rotation and I want to be in the rotation. And Ariel Hukporti, to me, the just steady growth that we have seen from him has just been impressive. And yeah, he's always been, we saw a lot of dunks last year from him dunking on people. And I just think that we even saw how many blocks did he have tonight? I think he had like 2 blocks tonight for Hukporti. 1 block. So he's active, man. 3 offensive rebounds, 5 boards. So feels good. Feels good. Yeah. So look, by halftime it was ugly, right, guys? It was ugly. And I think in the third quarter is when your captain, Jalen Brunson, kind of calmed everything down a little bit. Knicks started to gain momentum a little bit. And look, Brunson was not efficient tonight. 1 of 6 from 3, 4 of 14 from the field with 4 boards, 3 assists. Believe he drew, was 3 charges tonight or 2? Believe he drew like three charges. I know for sure it's 2. Maybe he got another one in there. But it's momentum plays like that don't really count in the box score is what makes Jalen Brunson, right? I mean, that sequence there in that third quarter, I think really, got the Knicks back in this basketball game, and it was a close game from here on out. No team was really taking a stranglehold of this game. You had that big sequence in the first half where Deuce McBride steals it from Julius Randle. Julius Randle, again, back to his defender, dribble. Deuce McBride comes behind him, steals it from Julius Randle. Brunson, overhead pass, falls on the floor. Yabusele, fast break, dunk. Fireworks. I like that. Mike Woods, what's going on? How are you, Mike? Appreciate you in the chat. I'm loving what I'm seeing. It's going to take some time, but I absolutely love it. Curious to see how the roster is going to pan out because I'd like to keep everyone. That's the thing. You can't keep everyone, right? It's like I for sure think Landry Shamit's making this team. I really do think Malcolm Brogdon is making his team because even in the 9 minutes Brogdon played, I mean, he's just a pro out there. He does everything well. Hit a 3. Career 39% three-point shooter from Brogdon. Vet presence. You see him out there talking to the young guys. 2 assists, 1 steal. Plus minus plus 6 for Brogdon. That's the one where I'm pretty certain that he's going to make the team over Tyler Kolek. But again, there has to be a trade. Daddy A finally hit an open 3 tonight. Finally. And I just don't know which direction the Knicks go. I don't. But I'm leaning towards they for sure are keeping Shamit. Brogdon, I feel like Brogdon needs to be on this team just to have that veteran presence in the locker room. And he's a winner. Like he's just a pro's pro. Like he just 240 pound, I think, point guard that can get to the basket and he can run an offense and he can make open threes. It's valuable. Continues to do all the little things. And stuff like that is contagious, right? It's contagious. So that's like, it wasn't pretty, guys, but I like what I saw. I really like what I saw. So physical preseason game, right? Physical game. Players arguing with the refs, like it's preseason, right? I mean, but I like it. Like I like the test. And look, you only got 2 more of these things, and then the real show happens in a couple weeks against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are an elite offense, an elite team. So you have to fix these kinks here and there. It's not, again, Rome wasn't built in a day, but you're starting to see the plan in place, and you're starting to see the formula come into shape. So Let's go. Hit some of your comments once again. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Isaiah says, oh yeah, Brogdon will be on this team. A trade will be happening in the coming week. That is from Isaiah. Mike says this game playing fast played to our advantage. However, you could see that the first unit didn't want to run, but the bench absolutely did. Once we started playing fast, I could see the Wolves couldn't keep up. And finally, our bench and end rotation guys are actually good. Yeah, shout out to that. Shout out to our bench, man. Shout out to our bench. I mean, Yabusele, I think it will take him some time. Look, 0-3 from 3. We saw him hit a couple of threes down now out in Abu Dhabi. But he could run a fast break, has some rim protection. I think he's going to be really good for us this year, right? I mean, you're missing Josh Hart. You missed Josh Hart again today, who's dealing with an illness, so he wasn't even with the team. Hopefully Josh Hart is feeling better, and hopefully that back is feeling better. So your bench is solid, man. Your bench is one of the best benches in the NBA. One of the best benches in the NBA. Led by Deuce McBride and Clarkson as the two guards off that bench. McBride, I thought, looked really good today as well. I mean, Deuce looks active, aggressive, like stronger. Like Deuce looks great, and I'm hoping that he has a really good season for us. Again, Jordan Clarkson has some moments for him, this game, but it's going to happen. That's what comes with the Jordan Clarkson package. Like, he's going to have Mike Breen some games pulling his hair out, and he's going to have us pulling his hair out, right? But there's going to be some games where Jordan Clarkson bails us out on a possession when we just need a bucket. Garrison Matthews, like, the Knicks, he's not going to make the roster, but he's going to get scooped up. Somebody's going to claim him. Somebody's going to sign him, as they should. Really good shooter. Garrison Matthews is a sniper. Anytime he puts that thing up, I feel like it's going in. Love his stroke, balls. But, you know, he's a maker. And you need that in today's NBA. So he's not going to make the roster, but it's good to see him out there with the guys contributing. And I thought in the end, Tyler Kolek, Huck Porty, like these are, even though it's a preseason game, these are growing pains. These are not growing pains, but these are lessons for these young guys. Like, these are valuable lessons. Like, this game mattered for them. It mattered for Daddy. It mattered for Kolek. Just a confidence booster, right? A confidence builder. Huck Porty. Diawara. You know, Jemison's not going to make the team. Diawara is going to be in the G League most of the year. Matthews is not going to make the team. Daddy. Like, it matters for them. And it's important. It's important. So, your New York Knicks got the win, 100-95. Got two more preseason games, right? Two more preseason games against the Washington Wizards and the Charlotte Hornets. You got the Wizards on Monday and the Charlotte Hornets on Friday. So, you still have a little under 3 weeks here to get the offense right. But the New York Knicks are not traveling anymore due to having to travel all the way to Abu Dhabi. And they're home until the home opener against the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, let's go. Isaiah says, I don't care about the win total this season. I only care about where we are in April, of course. Look, I saw a news article today that came out that ranked the Orlando Magic ahead of the New York Knicks. I think it was from Kevin Pelton on ESPN. He had the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Orlando Magic finishing second, and the New York Knicks finishing third. I looked at that and chuckled. I just laughed because I think his bosses were like, hey, Kevin, why don't you post something or write something that will get Knicks fans to engage with it? We want more clicks on the website. Write something to get the Knicks fans all riled up. And I saw Knicks fans under the post going crazy. Like, how can you put the Magic ahead of the Knicks? Magic haven't improved anything, this or that. Did its job. It drove us fans to the article just to look at it. I didn't really pay no mind to it. Of course, I'm talking about it now. But, again, there's going to be a few teams that are going to be in the pain in the ass. And the Magic may be one of them. But having them finish second in the Eastern Conference, again, you can come back to this clip, but I think that's insane. I think that's insane. So, let's go. Yuri says, Mike Brown had his press conference just now, and the Knicks were playing read and react without a play call. He wants the team to learn playoff instinct before they begin running sets. Okay, so Mike Brown switching it up, which is what I love. I love that he's switching it up from night to night. Starters played more tonight, read and react offense tonight, so that's why at times tonight it probably felt a little stagnant or a little funky, because he's insinuating that the New York Knicks really didn't run their full offensive arsenal. And that's okay, because we're still trying to figure it out on our end. We're still trying to get it together on the offensive end. And it's going to take time. Again, it's going to take some time. So, this Rover says, shout out to Karl Anthony Towns playing defense tonight. Yeah. Offensively, Karl Anthony Towns tonight, again, was a little out of rhythm, out of touch. But yes, he had a good defensive possession against Julius Randle underneath the basket, causing for a turnover, right? And he put his hands up, didn't bite on the pump fake, is what you love from Karl Anthony Towns, right? And you just want to see continued growth from Karl Anthony Towns on the defensive end. And that's all we can hope for, because offensively he's going to give you 25 a night. He's going to give you 2 or 3 threes a night. He's going to give you assists. He's just that good. Right? But again, Rome wasn't built in a day regarding the offense, and it's just a matter of time before this Knicks team is really, really clicking. So 100-95 is your final score. 2 more preseason games left. You got the Washington Wizards, and you got the Charlotte Hornets for the New York Knicks. Shout out to the kids. Shout out to the kids once again, pulling it through. Great atmosphere out in Madison Square Garden. The kids close it out at the end. And you just love to see that, right? So 27 threes at the half for the New York Knicks. I got that wrong early on. 27 threes at the half for the New York Knicks. That is a pace for over 50 threes a game. And look, they're not shooting the ball particularly well in the preseason, right? 26% tonight. But they're getting good looks. They're getting open looks. Oh, and then Obi had a corner 3 against Rudy Gobert. That was a tough shot, and he nailed it. Towns 0-3. That's not like Jalen Brunson 1-6. Yabu 0-3. Like, they're getting really good looks. They're generating really good looks. And I like that. I like that. El Figgy says, I need to see more from Mikal. He's still taking a little too long to warm up offensively, missing too many open shots. I thought Mikal had a good game today, El Figgy. I thought he had an okay game. They're trying to get him involved early on and within the offense. And they're trying to get him involved. They're trying to get Mitch involved. Like, it's not just a one-man show. Like Yuri said in the chat, read and react offense tonight. So it's not really a one-man show. When it's crunch time, we have obviously JB to get that done. But Mikal, I thought 3 of 7. Love the above the break 3, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Man, how many turnovers did he have tonight? 1 turnover tonight. I think he's going to have a big year for us within this offense. I really do. I really feel like Mikal Bridges is going to have a big year for the New York Knicks within this offense. And, you know, I know last year was like a roller coaster for him, but with this fast-paced offense, with the coach, you know, talking to him on the sideline, coaching up the guys on the sideline. Again, this is not a shot at Tom Thibodeau, but you're seeing different personalities front and center. Tom Thibodeau didn't really talk to anyone on the sideline. You're seeing Mike Brown interact with the guys on the sideline, talk to them about certain plays. So I feel like the faster paced offense just opens up the game more for Mikal Bridges than it will generate him easier shots. And we all know him to be a mid-range king, right? Always leads the NBA in mid-range efficiency, and expect more of the same tonight. Yuri says, jet lag, still shaking the rust off. And jet lag. Yeah, look, a few days ago, they just got back from Abu Dhabi, too. We got to take that into account, right? So take that into consideration as to why this game was kind of physical and just missing open looks, and first game in Madison Square Garden. So everything's just new, and everyone's starting to get acclimated to one another. First game for the bench guys in Madison Square Garden, Yabu, Clarkson. So, again, still pull out with a win. Still pull out the win. El Figgy was no excuses. They've been back in town for 4 days. El Figgy says Mike Brown is going to use Mikal Bridges a lot this season. Yes, he is. You're seeing him already. Point of the attack on top of the key, running the offense a little bit. You're seeing majority of that. You're seeing the ball swing around to Mikal Bridges, and you're seeing Mikal Bridges get into the paint. We saw a bad turnover in the first half from Mikal Bridges, but when he was up in the air, got caught up in the air and tried to pass it in the corner. But again, I think this offense, the faster paced offense with the head coach and Mike Brown, I feel like it benefits Mikal. And look, it has to, because they extended him, right? They extended Mikal Bridges, and I heard something today. I forgot what podcast from what was it? Ian Begley, and I'm just blanking on his name, but he was like, "Will the Knicks regret the Mikal Bridges contract?" Do you think the Knicks will regret the Mikal Bridges contract now that Giannis is floating around? And notice how I didn't make a video, or I made a little short, or I didn't have a podcast regarding Giannis. Look, it's a hot topic, but I feel like with this current team and this current roster, I feel like this Knicks team can make it to the NBA Finals. Obviously, Giannis Antetokounmpo was a top 3 player in the NBA, but that's neither here or there. It's just, will they regret the Mikal Bridges contract? And I don't think they will. Mikal Bridges does so many good things for the New York Knicks on the basketball court. And you see his upside. The problem that some Knicks fans have with Mikal Bridges is that the inconsistencies last year. But I really do think this season we're past that. I really do. I think we have a new attitude from him. And I feel like with the new coach, it will help him. Yuri says, screw Giannis. We don't need him. I find it crazy how some Knicks fans are saying, screw Giannis. You know, top 3 NBA talent in the NBA. He's, top 3, right? But I do feel like that could essentially be the New York Knicks backup plan. If this season doesn't work out, if the New York Knicks fall short, again, we are talking we're getting way too ahead of ourselves right now. But if this season doesn't work out, if they fall short, they get knocked out in the Eastern Conference Finals. Giannis Antetokounmpo wants you. He wants to be a New York Knick. He wants to be in New York. It's only until then will I seriously consider it. Ian Begley said today that the New York Knicks made a real offer for Giannis. How could you not, guys? He is Giannis. Right? He's Giannis. But again, you don't want to deplete your roster to a point where you're starting Josh Hart and Giannis. Shooting is not there. But again, we shall see. Long season ahead of us, guys. This was a fun preseason game that we witnessed tonight. I really like the physicality out there. And look, the upside is the offense, right? The offense, I feel like, has many different avenues for this New York Knicks team to be one of the top offenses in the NBA. Right? So, I'm excited, man. I really am. Excited for the starting 5. Excited for the bench. Dis Rover says, we have the deepest roster possibly in Knicks history. We don't need to give it up for the shiny new toy. Again, Dis Rover, the only way I entertain Giannis. Not the only way. Because, guys, He's Giannis, man. And Leon Rose made a real offer to the Milwaukee Bucks. That's from Ian Begley today. So, they extended Mikal Bridges. Giannis wants to be a Knick. We shall see how this season plays out. But I'm not going to sit here and say, screw Giannis. I don't want him. I'm not doing that. Not doing that. Again, I feel like that the only way I think about that is if this Knicks team falls short. If somehow we don't make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and we get knocked out again, the Karl-Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson defensive liability comes rearing its ugly head again in the playoffs. That is when I consider it. Seriously. Like, if we replicate what we did last year again, if that comes really, if you can't have two bad defensive players again in your starting lineup, I'm doing it. I don't seriously consider it. I do it. So, that's my little 2 cents on Giannis. But the Bucks should have many other offers out there that can just demolish the New York Knicks offer. But Giannis has the leverage. He wants to be a Knick. It's crazy to me. Like, I tweeted this today. It's like, think about how far we have come, guys. I mean, think about how far we have come that a top 3 NBA player in Giannis Antetokounmpo wants to be a Knick, wants to win an NBA championship in New York. Ian Begley reported that him winning in New York, he likes that idea of winning in New York. So think about how far we have come, that now we have built a culture here enough for a Giannis Antetokounmpo to want to be a New York Knick. And we still have one of the best teams in the NBA without Giannis. Right? So, let's do it. Only if we get knocked out. That's my little 2 cents on Giannis Antetokounmpo. But appreciate you guys in the chat. Let's see if see some. Hold on. Let's try to get some clips for you guys really quick before we go to Yuri. Yuri's in the Discord waiting for me to answer him. If you guys are just joining, Discord live calls every single post game. So make sure you guys are in the Discord. You hit the link that's pinned up in the chat. You hit the post game live. Put yourself on mute until I can get to you. And then we can chat up a little bit. Alrighty. 100 to 95. Love what I saw from the squad today. Let's get some highlights on your screen. How about that? Here's a Huck slam. Huck mania. Man, that's in traffic. Huck Portia is just thoroughly impressed. Dunking in traffic. And here's the Mikal Bridges tough layup in transition. So, look, man. They competed their asses off tonight. Good give and go from Karl-Anthony Towns there. They competed their asses off out there tonight. Here's the Julius Randle steal that I was talking about. Yabu is fun on the fast break, man. Yabusele is fun on the fast break. I'll tell you that. Jordan Clarkson, bucket getter. El Figi says our starters weren't even playing for real. Yeah. Like I said, look, guys, this is where you experiment shit. Like, this is where you just throw shit at the wall to see if it sticks, right? Something that Tom Thibodeau and the past regime did not do, right? Really sticking to their guns, right? This is where Mike Brown is experimenting different lineups, experimenting many different rotational lineups with guys in and out. This is when you just experiment stuff and just see what works and see what doesn't work. Because in the regular season, when it's go time, like, you can still experiment during the regular season, but it's preseason. Like, you don't want to show the NBA your entire arsenal of offensive plays, right? You don't want to give Cleveland the whole playbook right out the gate during game one. You don't. So, love it. Get some more plays. Let's see. Kids playing hard, man. I just love the way they played hard. Good pass. Like I said, Garrison Matthews putting it up, and it's going in. It's going in. He's going to get snatched. He's not going to make the roster, but he's going to get snatched. Look at this block from Ariel Hukporti. Look at that block from Hukporti, and it's just rim presence. Look at that stroke. Man. I wish there was 17 roster spots, guaranteed contracts. Because I would like Garrison Matthews, I like the kid. I do. I like the kid. Yeah, I like the kid. All right. All right, let's get Yuri in the Discord. Let's go to Yuri in the Discord, see what Yuri has to say. Bear with me 1 second. As of course, it has been a little... Whoa. It has been a little bit. Once again, guys, hit the Discord if you guys want to call in to the show. If you guys want to call in to the show, hit the Discord. Let me just... All right. I think we're ready to rock. Yuri, hello. Can you hear me?
And
what's going on,
I missed
Yuri?
you, brother. Can I just say I missed you, man? I missed doing these post-game call-ups. I missed you,
Missed you
brother.
too, Yuri. Missed you too. We are back. We are back. What's going on?
We are back. Back. How about them Knicks, man? How about them Knicks?
Let's go.
How about them youngins on the block? How about Garrison Matthews?
Lighten
How
it
about
up.
Tyler Kolek? How about Ariel Hukporti? The starters had an off night. Still coming home from that jet lag, that Zaza, whatever they had on the plane, from Abu Dhabi. The bench literally told the starters, yo, we got this.
Yeah. They
But
did.
no, I was very happy today. I'm happy Mike Brown's experimenting. I'm happy he stuck with the 5-out lineup despite the kinks not working with the 3-point shot. We all know the pros and cons with 5-out. But yeah, no, Mike Brown experimenting. I love it. Love it.
Love it too. And look, it's like I said, Rome wasn't built in a day, or it's going to take some time for this offense to really click. And you're seeing him experiment with many different lineups on the basketball court, and I love it. And it's going to take some time from Karl-Anthony Towns. I'm not really concerned about Karl-Anthony Towns within this offense.
I'm not concerned about Cat. Cat's going to be just fine.
Yeah. Cat will be fine. You know, Cat will be fine. If there's one area of concern, Yuri, with this Knicks team, what do you think it is? From what you have seen so far in these first 3 preseason games.
The 3-point shot.
Yeah. Look.
That is my concern right now.
It's
I don't want to blow it up too much.
Yeah.
Because it's preseason. And they're just shaking the rust off. But if they're truly going to run 5-out, that 3-point shot has to be higher.
Has to work. You got to hit your shots if you want to run 5-out. You got to hit your shots. If you don't hit your shots, it doesn't work.
Right? We also saw what happened with the Celtics.
Yeah.
Where how they depended on the 5-out lineups. But I'm happy that the threes are good looks.
Yeah, exactly.
At least minimum. I'm happy it was just good looks that they were missing.
Yeah.
I'm confident they're going to knock it down. Not worried about it. Happy about it. Happy we got the win. And I wanted the Knicks to win this game. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Preseason, I know, yada yada. But these are the games you gotta win to send a message to the league saying that, yeah, the Knicks are back. They're not gonna come into our home court. Not gonna come into our home court, get a win off of us, do your little taunting with your jersey, do the choke sign. You're not gonna do that anymore. You're sending a message to the league saying, this is MSG. We're not having Nick killers anymore.
Love it. Love it, Yuri. And good. And yeah, the 3-point shot I think will click. I'm not concerned about that. Knicks have some really good 3-point percent shooters on their team. Brunson is hovers around 36, 37%. Cat, I'm not worried about. OG, I'm not worried about. Mikal looks.
AB, I'm definitely not worried about.
Yeah, I mean Mikal looks. I think Mikal has
Mikel's
looked
the
good.
one that's impressed me the most.
Yeah,
Man.
I think Mikal
Out
has
of
looked
everyone,
good. I think he has looked good. You know, and off the bench, I'm concerned about the inconsistency from Clarkson, and maybe Yabu proved that he could shoot 38% from three last year. So yeah, I mean, I just think it's a little cold spell right now. I think they'll get it going. There's gonna be a night where they shoot like 45% from three, and you're like, wow, the Knicks put up 130, 140 points, and we're gonna be like, wow,
yeah.
you know.
It's just a cold spell. If it gets any more than that, then I'll come back here and say, yeah, the Knicks are. This is definitely a big concern.
Yeah.
Because you have to run a double big lineup.
Yeah.
Just straight up. You gotta run a double big. Here's the thing, Ant. I've said I did not like the double big for plenty of reasons. Tibbs never practiced it, obviously. We definitely saw Tibbs never practiced it.
Yeah.
It was literally just going in there just to cover Cat. Now that the Knicks are practicing with the double big lineup, it's becoming more effective. Right? I'm looking at the box score. The Knicks were +5 when Mitchell Robinson was on the floor, +3 when Mitch was on the floor. But Deuce in a lineup, Deuce was really good in lineup. They get a +7.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
so,
I mean,
I'm still on Deuce starting.
yeah.
You know, that's not going to change. And we saw Mike Brown was experimenting in a training camp today. Deuce had the blue shirt on in
He is.
practice.
Yep.
So I like the fact that Mike Brown's still experimenting. We don't have a starting lineup yet, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
I'm saying keep experimenting. Keep experimenting until last week.
Let's go. Let's do it. Yuri, appreciate the call, as always.
Yep.
Shout out to Yuri in the Discord. He is experimenting, and this is why a lot of people wanted Deuce McBride to start in that starting lineup. But again, you still have Josh Hart off the bench, who, is one of your worst shooters on the basketball team. But it's going to be interesting. Like the Mitchell Robinson and Karl-Anthony Towns lineup. I think from what we have seen in the short sample size, I think it has looked good. But the New York Knicks are going to have to start hitting their threes. They're going to have to start hitting their open looks, because when you're playing a Cleveland, like, Cleveland's going to make you pay. Knicks got to make these teams pay. And again, it's been 3 preseason games. I'm not concerned about it. But Mike Brown is experimenting with different lineups, and you love it. You love it. So, once again, just preseason game number 1. A lot of work to do. How about those Giants? Giants winning right now. G-Men beating the Philadelphia Eagles on this Thursday evening. Let's go, New York sports. Someone has to pop, and it's looking like Jackson Dart's looking really good. But yeah, your New York Knicks again, 100-95. El Figgy says, I'm with you, Yuri. 3-point sniper is a necessity in today's NBA, which is why I love Garrison Matthews, man. I know he's not going to make the team, which stinks, but I love him. He's a maker. Yeah, so anything else that came up within the press conferences that we really wanted to pinpoint tonight? Let me just see. Once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Just trying to go through to see if we have some interesting comments regarding Mike Brown. Okay, here we go. Mike Brown on this offense says, we are getting there. It may take a while because it's not easy. So look, he's pinpointing that we're getting there. It's going to take, he said, he's telling you it may take a while. He's telling you it's going to take a while. So just be patient within this offense. The talent is there on this Knicks unit. The talent is there on this Knicks group. The offense just will take a while to get it together. And we've seen flashes. It's going to take them some time to put it all together. Right? So Mike Brown, like this is going back to Yuri's point. Mike Brown says the Knicks played the entire game without a single play call, just reading the opponent and reacting accordingly. Says he wants the team to learn to play off of instinct before they begin running sets. Man, love to hear it. Experimenting different things. Like you just read and react. What's the defense going to do? That also builds trust and continuity with your teammates. This Knicks team has been together for going on 2 years now. The core and the group builds trust. And I love it. I'm here for it. Sign me up. Still pulled out the win. Still pulled out the win. Let's go. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Once again, New York Knicks are 3-0. Going to wrap up this post-game show. Once again, subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. The Knicks Nation hats are live. Again, I am giving away a Knicks Nation Gotham hat. Hit the Discord. Go to the giveaway channel. And just react to the giveaway bot. And you have an opportunity to win a Knicks Nation hat. Already gave away the garden blue one. I think Joe was his name. He already received it. Happy with it. So once again, appreciate you guys with the support as always. Once again, Knicks 3-0 in the preseason, so a lot of good things. And just keep building. Just keep stacking. Just keep stacking wins. Just keep building, because October 22nd is coming real soon. And before you know it, it's gonna be playoffs. Like it goes in a blink. Just like that. And New York City is relying on the New York Knicks. Yankees out. Mets out. Giants playoffs after winning today. We'll see. Jets stink. Liberty gone. Rangers. Who knows? Devils. Who knows? Just have the Knicks. We just have the Knicks. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Once again, I'm Anthony from Knicks Nation. I appreciate all of you. Have a great night. Let's go Knicks. Peace.